He was wringing them with sweat as he talked to the judge. He was handcuffed and shackled, and he was talking to the judge, pleading his case, pouring out his guts to the judge, telling the judge how hard things had been at home and how miserable his life was and how he didn't mean to steal the car and he didn't mean to do this and he didn't mean to do that, but he was in a drunken stupor when it all happened, and for the judge to have clemency. And I watched it, and the whole courtroom was crying. But I'll never forget it, friend, as long as I live. I was crying. I was weeping as that man shared his story. But the judge stood there looking at him with a cold, glassy stare in his eyes. And at the end, he said, "David, do you have anything else to say on your behalf?" David goes, "No, Your Honor." Then he turns to his attorney and said, "Do you have anything else to add for in David's defense?" And the attorney said, "Only, Your Honor, that he's had a very difficult life and that you'd show clemency. He's a father of 2 boys and a wife. They need him." The judge looked at him. He lifted up his gavel, and I'll never forget it. 25 years in the penitentiary, hard labor. Next case. The whole courtroom went berserk. People started weeping and wailing, and I jumped up and I ran to the judge's chamber and I sat down with him and I said, "Your Honor, what on earth is going on? How can you sentence a man like that?" He had the whole courtroom weeping. He's an honest man. He's a good man. He's just had some heartbreaks. He said, "Steve, let me tell you something that you don't know about David. He's been in front of me 7 times. For 7 times I've heard these stories. And I've given leniency, I've given clemency, I've pardoned him. But I want to tell you something, Steve. I don't want to see David in my courtroom again. He's going to prison. He's going to rot there." I wish I could bring David here tonight to talk to you. Wow, do I feel this, friend. There's only one hope for you, and that's point number 2, and we're going to close with this. Charity, I want you to get ready. The only way to prepare for that time up there is to receive pardon down here. Did you hear me? The only way, chapel, to prepare for that place up there, that time, is to receive pardon down here. Amos said, "Prepare to meet thy God." Webster said, "to make oneself ready." Get ready to meet the Lord, because you're going to meet him. You will stand before him, friend. I got all the time in the world. You're a fool. Don't talk to me about tomorrow. Tomorrow's a word only found in a fool's calendar, friend. Nobody has tomorrow. The only way to prepare for that time up there is to receive pardon down here. Now is the time to get right with God. Jesus came that you might have life, and life in abundance. Jesus wants to stand before you, friend. I can see it on Judgment Day. I can see it right now in heaven. I can see what's going on. I can see the demons and devils storming into that courtroom. I can see them accusing you, blasting you, cursing you, saying all this about you. And I can see the gavel on the desk, and I can see God just sitting on that throne, and Satan is going, "Pick up the gavel! Pick up the gavel! Pick up the gavel!" You're standing there. You're being accused of everything. I'm talking in the spirit realm. I feel it right now, friend. Satan is accuser of the brethren. He's plastering heaven with lies about you, and God is just sitting there on the throne with the gavel laid down, and Satan's screaming at him, "Aren't you going to judge them?" And about that time, a man in white comes walking in. He comes walking in. He comes walking in. He goes, "Sir, I would like to stand in behalf of my dear sister. She on May the 31st, 1996, at the Brownsville Revival, repented of her sins, and I pardoned her. She is pardoned. And the gavel just laid still. It's the only way. Because this moment is solemn right now, we're going to do something. I want the house lights just dimmed a little bit. This is so important because God is moving in some of your hearts. And I am binding Satan right now from stirring you. That's enough right there. I'm going to tell you what Satan's doing to some of you right now. We're going to pray. Look at me, everybody. Satan right now is going to do everything he can to stop you from responding to this altar call. You know you're in sin. You know you're away from God. I want to tell you what he's like. He's like an opium dealer. He's an opiate, man. He'll come up to you tonight, and while this preaching's going on, your heart's been stirred. Your heart is awakened. Your heart is waking up. You're going, yes, man, I need to get my heart right with God. Then Satan is coming over you like some dust, man. He'll just sprinkle it over you, and he'll go, whoa, 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 whoa. Calm down. Relax. This preacher has screamed at you, man. He has woken you up out of your slumber. You're not that bad. Come on, man. There's people in this room that he's talking to, but not you. You know better than that. And besides, if you need to repent, you can do that somewhere else, some other time. And he's going to put his arm around you tonight, friend. And he's going to caress you. I'm talking about Lucifer comes to every single meeting, friend. His demons come to these meetings. As sure as I'm standing here, they come in this place, friend. They hate this revival. He comes and he'll put his arm around you. Some of you have been shocked up. You've been shocked awake tonight in the chapel. You're awake. You're about to respond to this altar call. And then Satan's going to come up and he's going to sing you this little lullaby. Hush, little sinner, don't you cry. Satan's gonna bless you before you die. The world I'll lay before your feet. Don't be concerned for the judgment seat. Hush, little sinner, don't you cry. Satan's gonna tell you the reason why. I'll give you fortune, wealth, and fame. From this point on, you won't be the same. My plans for you, there's so much to share. Trust in me, you won't have a care. If all these things can't satisfy, I'll give you more before you die. The preacher man says, turn today. My word to you is live to play. There's so much time, don't be concerned. You've come this far on what you've learned. Your heart is pounding hard, it seems. Don't turn to God, it's all a dream. Rest in my arms, we'll sing a song. Together we will walk along. This Jesus is a passing fad. They say he helps if you are sad. The joy he brings is not like mine. I'll make you happy all the time. So hush, little sinner, don't you cry. Satan's gonna bless you before you die. The world I'll lay before your feet. Don't be concerned for the judgment seat. He's a liar. And the same one that's telling you not to come down to these altars will one day be screaming at heaven's gates saying, pick up the gavel. Pick up the gavel, God. She didn't respond on May the 31st. Pick it up, God. Pick up the gavel, God. I sat on his lap. I sat on his lap in the chapel. Pick up the gavel, God. He didn't respond.